only have 5 favorites for the month of July, but they are especially good favorites, so I've been really excited to film this video. The first one is a hair tool, and a while ago I was showing my sister Summer, who is really good with hair, a picture of a girl on Pinterest, and she had this very effortless waves with a lot of volume, and I told her that I had been trying to do that for myself and it just never came out looking exactly how I wanted, and she said I was using too large of a curling wand. So I went to Ulta and I bought a smaller one. This is from the brand Hot Tools, and I believe this is the Curly Q tapered iron, and at the largest it's 1 inch and then it goes down to 1/2 inch. And when I use this, I use it on the lowest heat setting possible. If I use it on a higher heat setting, I will get little ringlet curls that will never relax, and so I'm just stuck with that all during the day. But used on the lowest heat setting, and then I will take very small sections of hair, wrap it completely around the iron, and then hold it for just a small amount of time, like 1, 2, 3, and release. And that is enough to get wave that will last in my hair a long time. So I'll do it completely around my head, and then once the waves have cooled, I will just rake my fingers in them to break them up a little bit. And I really like the look that it gives. If you've seen my natural hair, it is very pin straight with not a lot of texture. So this gives so much texture, and using a small barreled curling iron gives a lot of volume, which I love. I will say though that this hairstyle kind of exacerbates frizziness, which my hair is already frizzy anyways, but this gives it almost like a puffiness to it. So I wanted to find a product that would help tame the frizziness a little bit without weighing my hair down. So I purchased this is kind of new, I think. It's the Bumble & Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Heat/UV Protective Primer. So that is its main selling point, is that it's a UV protectant, but I also read on the back that it's good for softening, detangling, defrizzing, tames flyaways, eases styling, and then protects against breakage. So that sounded amazing to me, and I've had this probably over a month and I'm already down here, and I just love using it because it is so lightweight, and you can use this on damp hair or dry hair. For myself, I've decided that I like to apply it to dry hair. So once my hair is mostly dry, I will spritz it through and then comb it through, and then I'll go in with whatever heat product I'm using, like a curling iron. And then once I have completely curled my hair and I'm getting ready to break up the curls with my finger or a brush, I will spray just a little bit more. And it really does help tame flyaways. I mean, it's not perfect. I still have some frizziness going on, but I really do like that, how soft it makes my hair feel. Helps the flyaways, but it doesn't weigh my hair down. And for someone with really fine hair, that's really important to me. So both of these have been my 2 hair favorites. If you watch my top 5 favorite face masks, the last one I talked about in that video was a mermaid mask from the brand called Leahlani Skincare, which is an Etsy site based out of Hawaii. And when I got that order in, she had included 2 little sample pots, and I just put those up on my skincare sample shelf and didn't think much of them. But one evening I was just in the mood to try something new, and I pulled one down called the 3-in-1 Honey. And when I opened it up, I was a little concerned because it looked like the product had separated. So I went onto her Etsy site and read, and that is how the product was supposed to look. And then I read the instructions, and that made my skin so incredibly soft and smooth, and I ended up getting a few uses out of that. And once it was over, I was completely done with it, I immediately ordered the full size. And the full name of the product is the Honey Microdermabrasion 3-in-1 Mask, Cleanser, and Exfoliator. And the main ingredients are organic Hawaiian raw honey, vitamin E and C. It has some essential oils, and then it also has corundum crystals in it. And the crystals weigh more than the honey, so the crystals all settle along the bottom of the jar, and then the honey sits on top. So it's called the 3-in-1 because you can use it in 3 different ways. If you want to use it just as a cleanser, you can scoop up the honey from the top of this and then use it as a honey face wash, which I love. And then if you want to use it as an exfoliator, you take your spoon or whatever and scrape up the crystals along the bottom and mix it in with the honey, and then you can use it as a physical exfoliator on your face. And then the way I like to use it best, I will scoop up the crystals, mix it in with the honey, and I will take a dollop onto the palm of my hand, add just a little bit of water to kind of help it move around a little bit more, and then I will apply it to my face and spend at least a minute gently rubbing it into my face as an exfoliator. But instead of rinsing it off right away, I will leave it on for at least 15 or 20 minutes, and it acts as a mask. And of course, I like the raw honey because I'm acne prone, so that helps with that. And then it also, I find it to be really moisturizing. So this has been such a favorite this month. I even bought it for one of my girlfriends for her birthday because I think it's a fantastic product. And so far, the mermaid mask and this have been huge favorites. And so I think this is a great brand to check out, especially if you're interested in supporting some small businesses. I have fallen back in love with an old favorite. This is the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation Mattifying Oil Free. And I have it in shade Vanilla, which I think is the second to lightest shade that it comes in. And the color match is perfect. It does have a lot of pink in it, so that's perfect for somebody like me. And the finish of this foundation is beautiful. It goes on, when you pump it out, it is a creamy texture, but once you apply it and it dries down, it turns into a powder. But I like that even though it's powdery, it doesn't look too much or like it's just sitting on top of my skin. Last summer when I was using this a lot, I preferred to use it with a brush, and now I think I like to apply it with my fingers. It makes it so quick and easy to apply it in the morning. The finish is really nice and natural. I will say I have to make sure to exfoliate really well before I use this foundation, because when it turns into a powder, it can accentuate dry patches. But once I make sure to exfoliate and I have a smooth canvas, this is a beautiful foundation and it keeps me oil free for hours. My last favorite is a subscription service, and I never thought I would be talking about sample boxes again. I've had them all: Birchbox, Ipsy, Glossybox, and I always ended up canceling them. And I think the reason I lost interest was, one, I wasn't getting through the samples, or two, they weren't samples that excited me. A couple months ago though, I was watching a YouTube video by Terry Miyahira, and it was an unboxing of a Petit Vour box, and I thought the brand seemed really cool. I think in that video she had some deep steep products, she had a beautiful liquid lipstick, and she also had a really nice deluxe size sample of a Paula's Choice product. So I ended up giving it a try, and I've gotten 2 months, and I think I pay $15 a month. And if you are international, I will link down below how much it cost. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've gotten 2 months and I have loved both months, and I thought the samples were awesome. So I tried to put the boxes back together so that I could show you. So I'm gonna open them up and show you some of the samples I've gotten. The theme of the June box was travel, and the first thing you got was a sample of the Tay Rosehip Balancing Cleanser with Sea Buckthorn. And I had never heard of that brand before, but I love rosehip, and I've been wanting to add a little bit more sea buckthorn into my routine, and I thought the sample size of this was really great. So that is definitely enough product to figure out if you like this. And I think this is a really nice cleanser. I've been using it in the evening after I take off all my makeup. I don't know if I'll purchase the full size because I have an Acure one that I really like, but I thought this was a great sample. You also got a tiny sample of an incredibly expensive brightening youth serum, and I think the full size is something crazy like $95. So I've only used it a couple times, but I definitely don't want to fall in love with something that expensive. You got a full size nail polish from the brand NCLA, which I thought was beautiful. And then my favorite thing out of both boxes I've gotten so far are these shampoo and conditioner. They're by the brand Evolve H, and they're called the Ultra Shine Moisture Shampoo and Conditioner. And first of all, they smell so good, and I really think they are just a fantastic shampoo and conditioner, and I'm so grateful that Petit Vour introduced me, because these are something I would definitely consider purchasing the full size of. And then July's box, which I just got, is called the Summer Loves, and when I opened it up, I was so excited to see a Schmidt's natural deodorant, and I have a full size of this upstairs, and I have tried a lot of different natural deodorants, and Schmidt's is by far my favorite. And I have, through some trial and error, I have found out that I am very sensitive to baking soda, and this one does contain baking soda, but it's not as bad as other ones I've tried. So I can't use this every day, so I've been switching off and on between this and just a mainstream one. So I'm very happy though to have another scent to try, and again, I think the sample sizes in these boxes are really generous, and that is more than enough product to use this and decide if you like it. This box also came with a beautiful eyeshadow, and the brand is Modern Minerals, and it's a rose gold color, and I've actually been laying down the Josie Maran watercolor eyeshadow in Rio de Rose Gold first, and then buffing this mineral shadow on top, and that is a gorgeous combination. You also got another face oil, and then the last thing was a full-size LVX 5 free nail lacquer in the shade Lolly, which is a really pretty pink. So I have been so impressed with both of these boxes, and I'm excited to get my next month. So I think that this was well worth the $15 to try some brands I haven't heard much about and just experience some new products. So those are my 5 favorites from the month of July, and I also wanted to recommend a YouTuber, and that is Ecaholic Beauty, and her name is Jess, and she just uploaded her July favorite, so I will have that link down below. But I got some great product recommendations as well as a book recommendation. And if you are interested in learning more about women's health and hormones and natural beauty products, I think that is a channel you would really like. So that is everything I have for today. I would love if you would leave some of your July favorites in the comments below, and I will see you next week with a new video.